You were there. What did you make of it?
I was alarmed. I mean, ordinarily on a Monday night football, you come into this and you plan what you're going to do, and I don't think Arsenal... We know Arsenal are inconsistent. We know where Arsenal are in their transition under Mikel Arteta, and you don't ordinarily think it's going to stand out. But I have to say, at half-time on Saturday, I was really uncomfortable with what I'd seen. At the end of the game, I did something that I don't ordinarily do. I only just get off straight as soon as the game finished.
We know that.
Yeah, no, I just get straight off. I sat around for a few minutes with Martin Tyler. What was that? I was really uncomfortable with what I saw. And there have been a number of times in sort of the last 10 years I've been doing Monday Night Football where my anger has sort of emerged and grown over the couple of days since the game. And it happens very rarely. I remember QPR in the early days of Monday Night Football, a team that I really didn't like. There's a couple, I think it was Sunderland once, I remember, I thought, there's something not right there. There's a couple of Chelsea performances where I thought they were turning on the manager at a certain point. But I have to say that coming out of Saturday, and we don't know what goes on behind the scenes at Arsenal, but I have to say that there was a few of those players in that front part of the pitch. It looked like a little mafia, that. It looked like a little group of players who weren't comfortable, like there was a disconnect between them and the manager. Like the manager looked like he'd had enough of them, like he had that glazed eye look. And look, it's instinct, but we've been around football now quite a long time to know when a group of players are disinterested. And I have to say, I'll just show you a couple of clips. And we could be completely wrong, and next week we could be talking about how great they are. But the shape under Mikel Arteta has been really good. I mean, Carrie, you've done it more than me. That back four pushes up to a really good line. They have a compact sort of 30, 35 metres, always between them. And actually, that wasn't too much different on Saturday. But what was really different was the effort, or lack of it, of that front six. And I'm going to say all six. You know, Ødegaard, you could imagine, he did a few times try and put a little bit of a press on, but he was on his own. But the rest of them, I'll go as far to say they were a joke. I mean, the lack of energy, and Chambers is trying to get Pepe forward there. Look at him. You know, if you just set that back there, he's still pointing. Just watch Chambers here. Callum Chambers, on his kid, trying to get someone to work forward. He's got the wide play. He's got Robertson. Just play it there now. Just watch him there trying to push Pepe on. You know, what do you want me to do? Giving it that one. What do you want me to do? Well, he knows what to do. He wants you to go forward and press the ball and go and win the ball back off Liverpool. And all the way through the first half, I was watching this and getting more and more uncomfortable with it. And at half-time, you start to question yourself a little bit because you think, well, hang on a minute, it's Liverpool, they're a good team, it's 0-0, and they're still in the game. They could come out in the second half and it could look like good tactics. But Mikel Arteta, when he said he was shocked, I think he'll have been shocked at the lack of application that he saw within the front part of his team against the ball. And here's another example of it. I'm not going to go too far, to be honest with you. I could have shown you 20 examples and I'm not going to. But Partey, Ceballos in midfield, nowhere near enough pressure against it. The wide players, nothing like. Lacazette up front, we know it's not his strength. And this is on the ball. And if you want to know what happens when a team aren't interested in, they're not working hard enough out of possession, if they're not working hard enough in possession, it's when you basically have to pass back to your goalkeeper and lump it up the pitch because the defensive players haven't got options to play through in midfield. And that's what you've got here. Just one example of it. They did it continuously in the first half. Holding on the ball, nothing on, lumps it up the pitch. Pepe, Lacazette, you're wasting your time. And Liverpool just won the ball back time and time again, sustained attack, and it was a walk in the park. And I'm just going to circle those two centre-backs of Liverpool, Kabak and Phillips. And before the game, I'm there, Manchester United head on, thinking, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, Ødegaard, Ceballos from midfield, they're going to get caused some real problems today. And I said in the second half, me and Martin Tyler could have played centre-back for Liverpool. They were really comfortable, those two. They never laid a finger on them. They had no pressure against them, and it was embarrassing. It was a really bad day. And the first half stats, from an Arsenal perspective, one shot on goal. I didn't think they even had one. One shot on target. Can't even remember when it was. Touches in the opposition box is 4. Winning possession in the final third, 1, which is next to nothing. Possession was low. And I come away from it thinking, it was a dark moment, that, like a crossroads moment. A moment where you feel like it's more than just a 3-0 defeat against Liverpool, which at the start of the season, you would have said, well, OK, Liverpool have beat Arsenal 3-0, so what? I think Mikel Arteta will have come away from that game on Saturday thinking, it's me or them. It's me or them. And the reason I get to that conclusion is that we looked at the young players. We saw that, I was at the Chelsea game, with that sort of what would be a big moment for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta early in the season. Martinelli played, I think Lacazette did play. Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe. And we just threw something in earlier on today, a stat around Saka and Smith-Rowe. When both of them start, They've started 10 matches. They've won 7, 2.2 points per game, and 2 goals per game, with Smith Rowe and Saka starting. Now, you might say that's their attacking players, but it's their out-of-possession work as much as their in-possession work. And
So 2.2 points per game for context, Gary, is top 4 form.
Yeah, if you look at this, 5 wins when they don't start out of 20, 1 point per game, which is relegation form, and less than a goal per game. And we've just got the Arsenal here clip against Chelsea. Look at the speed difference. Look at the difference in them when they're chasing the ball. Similar position, similar point in the pitch, but look at them. Look at the difference when these lot play. The younger ones, hungry. I called the ones on Saturday fed lions. Arsenal have got a big problem with some of those players. And I have to say that you see this clip here, that is what really started making me feel that Mikel Arteta was getting somewhere. That performance against Chelsea a few months ago, energy against the ball, implementing his plan. He's not going to implement his plan unless those players from Saturday decide they're going to start playing for him or he gets rid of them. And I doubt the first one. Something didn't feel right.